Hey, what's good, traders? Tom here, the consultant. Welcome back to yet another video. This is the second, this is the first week, the second video in our TopStep 50K challenge. So this video is technically, I'm supposed to make this video on Friday, but I'm making it on Saturday. Simply because, Friday evenings is normally when I spend time with my family, and also the TopStep dashboard doesn't get updated until roughly about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so it's a little hard for me to, wait for that, make a video, and then work on it, because I've already been working literally all day. So, the end of the week debrief is more going to be about me talking about how the week went for trading. Now this is going to be, cover the overall week. If you guys are following me on Twitter, you'd be able to see my my daily P&L where I post that there with screenshots, and what the gross P&L is and the net P&L, because I do think that's important. I think someone's P&L, oftentimes you kind of think, is that with or without commissions, and that makes a big deal. This week alone, if I didn't factor in commissions, $320. I think it's $318.33 or something. Let's jump into this here. So I'm up $226. That's the highest my account's been. My best day was I was up 133, which actually no, that's not what I was up. I think, or maybe it is. Maybe that I can't tell if that's net or gross, but that might be end of day profits net. So, and I'll kind of explain that here in a minute. So average winning day is about $88. I'm pretty fine with that. It's about half of where I and the way I kind of think of this. So for me as a consultant, I do monthly invoices. So I only charge based on the business days that I actually do work for a client. Now, me mentally, I already know that some months only have 18, I think roughly 18 business days, and on the higher end, some months can have 22 or 23 business days. Well, so I just kind of take the average, or somewhere in the middle, which is about 20. So I say on average, each month has 20 working business days. So how I kind of think of this is I take the $3,000, which brings us out to, I think, roughly $180. Okay, or sorry, 100. And basically, of course, that's also 150. That's got to be 150 net. So I've actually really my real profit target is somewhere between $180 and $200, depending. As you can probably tell, actually we'll go back. So this is really all I wanted to show you guys. Was just kind of the overall P&L. Started out, first day net P&L was 133. That was on Monday. Tuesday was I was negative net. I was positive on gross, but of course commissions. Wednesday was 181.65 net, and then of course Thursday I'll show you what happened Thursday. Thursday on my gross P&L literally broke even. So the only thing I lost that day were commissions and fees, $35.10. So these lost days didn't come without learning something, and you also learn stuff on when you yesterday was a good day too. Yeah, $50.70. Actually, I don't think I even looked at that yesterday, or at least I don't remember it. Ahead. Oh yeah, my biggest closing day, I guess, was $19.70. Pretty good. Close. All right. So Now, if you see my other videos, you know that I really like to trade the DOM, and you know I normally say naked. Okay, let's get some. Videos, and I do use those on when I do my tape, when I do my. I mean, I truly am. I have a day trader, a template that just has the DOM, 2 tapes. You know, the whole point of that is of using the DOM is to help with identifying entries. Okay. So what I mean by this here, let me get rid of this real fast. Let's just say I want to get in here at the, you know, at the, what's that, previous session's high, right? So obviously this would be an area of interest. So when we start coming up from the bottom, you know, I'm going to be looking at this area. I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, you know, 39, 62, 63, somewhere around there. I'm going to look at that, and then I'm going to go over here to my DOM and the tape, and I'm going to be looking at the orders going in, and you know, I'd be, oh, well, hey, you know, there's a lot of bids going on. I'm going to jump in, and you know, see if I can get filled. If you know, if it's teetering around and it's not getting there, I'm going to hit a market order. Actually, I should. I don't always do that. That's kind of where I miss out on a lot of trades. So, and you could do that on the Tuesday and Thursday videos. That's key right there. That's what those are for. But you know, I use the charts as a reference, and as you can see here, I do have you know, quite a bit of markup here, and I got this from TopStep and their resources, really good resources. So what this is, do I have my spreadsheet up? Let me see. Yeah, I do actually. Here, let's look at this. So here's the spreadsheet that I made. I made this. This did not come from TopStep, but the idea came from TopStep. So 3-day high, 3-day low, the overnight high, overnight low, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, and yesterday's close, and then you know its relation, yesterday's close, the relation to its highs and lows. You know, kind of where did it end up at the end of the day? You know, did it end up at towards the highs, somewhere in the middle, or you know, at the low of the day? And then you kind of give, you know, was that session, you know, range, trend, or you know, was it just choppy? It was whipsawing all over the place. Here I added this, and then this is just kind of, you know, what economic events are happening that could be affected. And really too much going on other than housing on Friday, which I mean, it just seemed very blah. So really helpful. I really enjoy this. Now I'll get to why I enjoy this and what I think why this is necessary here towards the end of the video. But yeah, that's what all of these are. I do this on the 30 minutes, and then I look at you know, the 1 minute on the bottom. So we have the S&P, the Nasdaq, and this is actually the euro. I wanted to kind of keep an eye on the euro. I wanted to see, you know, see if I could get a feel for, you know, how it plays throughout the day. So that gold or oil. Normally oil would be here, but I'll get to that in a minute. Let's see. But yeah, highly suggest doing, you know, finding these numbers, writing them down, and then plotting them on your chart, whatever time frame you use. Highly suggested. Let's go back. All right, so let's go to Friday, or is Friday? Come on. 18, come on, just takes a moment. All right, So, as you can see, yeah, Friday was a really good day. I only had 2 losing trades, which was I would say pretty damn good. Pretty weak in the morning, you know, pretty weak to start. Had that loss, kind of crawled my way out of it, and I had some pretty successful trades. I mean, they were pretty short-lived, in my opinion. I know these are about 3-4 minutes. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the MFE, I was pretty spot on with these trades, you know, in terms of, you know, getting in the entry and then it really kind of staying in my favor. They never really very far, more than, I think I was using about maybe 10. So these are 1 lots. I know these 1 lots would have been about 10 points is what I've been starting at, and then I kind of gauge from there and I adjust. And you know, these 2 lots probably were about the same thing. So, you know, you can look at this right here, and you could see that it never reached more than you could probably say 4 or 5 points in the direction. And you know, it stayed in my favor, and it's probably why some of these are so low. Otherwise, they probably would have hit my stop loss while I'm adjusting, you know, in profit. So, because I do eventually end up with I do have a profit target, and then I'll inch my stop loss, and it'll kind of be like a small bracket, and whatever one that decides to hit, it hits. And if it just kind of stays there and I get annoyed long enough, I'll just go flat. So, so I'm like, all right, damn it, just take one of them. I don't care which one you want to take. But I mean, that's why I emphasize, guys, use these to your advantage when you look at your trades. It will help you tremendously with your entries, because you can look at this. You can say, you know, okay, well, you know, 9 is half of 18, so that means, you know, it spent more time, double the time in my favor. So, you know, that was probably a really good entry. That's all I'll say about that for now. Let's go to Thursday. Thursday is my favorite day this week. Mainly, well, yeah, we're not going to wait for this to load because there's nothing to load. I mean, if you remember what I said when I showed you my dashboard, this is completely flat. This P&L, this position dashboard here, right here, is only going to show gross. So it's not going to show minus. You know, it's not going to be P&L minus you know, commissions. But this right here is literally, I was up 150, I was down 150, I was up 150, I was down again. Well, maybe not 150. This was, I don't know, what is this? Somewhere around 90 or 100 bucks. And then I was down, and then this last one, 375. And I think I went flat, and it ticked up against me. Went flat, gross. But yeah, this was the reason why I want to talk about this day is, you know, I got right here, and what time was that? It was 10. Wait, no. Yeah, it was just after 10 o'clock. I was like, man, I should just be done. I see an opportunity on gold. No, you don't. No, you don't. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Look at that. MAE. Not one time did it go into profit. Did it even go in my favor? But see, I don't have to go back and look. I don't have to go back and look at a replay. I don't have to do any of that. I can look at MAE and MFE and look at that and tell and say that was that entry was shit. That was horrible. Didn't go in my favor at all. Went completely against me for the entire minute, 1 minute and 54 seconds. So that was 10 ticks, $100. All right, whatever. It's again, I got it all back. I think at this point, literally, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna go do something else. And then I came back literally like 45 minutes later, 50 minutes later, loss. Yeah, so the moral of the story here is when you tell yourself mentally, even if you have that little itch in the inside of your brain that just goes, dude, you should probably stop. You should probably listen to it, because I would have been up another $150 had I done that on the first 3 trades. Just saying. So, other than that, the other days weren't really. I don't think are really worth highlighting. They were pretty break-even days. Let's see, what else did I want to do? I wanted to. Okay, so I did have. So when we round everything up into one big ball, what did I learn this week? So I do have 4 things that I learned this week that actually helped me. But one of them is do your homework. Do your homework. You're looking at it right, marking up your chart. Take this work. One instrument that you have all the time in the world to do the homework on, that one instrument. That's what you should be doing. I literally used to, this is why I failed so many times before, is because I would wake up in the morning, go grab some coffee, I get hydrated, grab some coffee, come down, sit in front of my computer and wait for the market to open and just trade the market. That's how I was losing. I wasn't doing any homework, and I can tell you, the past couple weeks, this right here has helped tremendously. Okay? Knowing where things were, like I don't have my piece down on a piece of paper, so it goes on a piece of paper, it goes on in my spreadsheet, and it goes on here. Does it take 20 minutes? Yes, it does. But is it 20 minutes that I'm learning something, and I'm learning something about the market along the way? Yes, that is the most important part of doing the homework. So the second one is over trading. I'll go back to my Thursday where I was up and I was down. I was up and then I was down, break even, gross. I think of over trading more as, don't overstay your welcome in the market, right? The market let you get a piece of it. Okay, so instead of swinging for the fences every single day, take what you can get and live to trade another day. All right. I think roughly about 10 trades. Start gauging, my performance and kind of on a roll. Am I, where am I at mentally? Psychologically. That was hard. Where am I at in my headspace? And do I need to just walk away at this point? And if that's the case, then that's the time to walk away. So over trading doesn't do anyone any good. You don't, just because the market's open 8-9 hours a day doesn't mean you need to trade every minute of it. So we'll leave it at that. All right, so the last one, third one, number 3, is don't trade alone. Now, don't trade alone. Now, if you're like me, I've been working from home in my home office for the last 5 or 6 years, pre-COVID, and I will tell you that, doing normal work, every day after day, everything looks, everything sounds, everything is pretty much literally the same. It's very easy to lose track of what day of the week it is. It happens to me all the time. So, trading has been known as a lonely profession. Okay. Now, what I've learned the past couple weeks as well is how not to trade alone. Now, what does that actually mean? Okay, I don't doesn't mean I need traders sitting right next to me. It means that, here's, I go on YouTube and I use, right, DTTW. Even though they trade stocks, I don't trade stocks. I trade futures. I trade futures. So how does that benefit me? Well, one way with my performance is, even though I don't trade stocks, we'll look at sectors. But by the way, it's not just one person, and it's not just two people. It's multiple people on that channel that are commentating, you know, what their trades are, what they are doing. Now these are real traders. These are people who are making money. This is what they do for a living. So to me, that is probably one of the best ways to not trade alone, is to somewhat surround yourself mentally with other traders. You know, it's like being in the room with them. I put my headphones on, I turn it up, and I drown everything, and it allows me to feel like, you know, they're sitting behind me or they're sitting next to me, and I can hear them as I'm looking at the ES or I'm looking at the NASDAQ, and I'm like, okay, they're talking about Apple coming up, they're talking about Intel coming up, they're talking about AMD and Nvidia. Okay, those are all tech, those are all semiconductor stocks. Those are probably going to be in NASDAQ. So I'm gonna turn my attention to NASDAQ. Okay, well, NASDAQ's at an interesting point. Let me check the chart. I'm gonna check the DOM, and then I'm gonna see if there's something in my favor that I can play. Okay, that is where not trading alone, to me, is very, very, very beneficial. Just talking around you. Okay, even though I'm not trading stocks like they do, it's helping me because, you know, some of these stocks have, you know, like Apple, they have a lot of lenience, they have a lot of gravity with them. When they move, others tend to move with them, right? So you can kind of use that in your favor if you're trading. You know, listening to other traders is, you know, it's kind of like that saying, you know, you are who your, you know, 5 closest friends are, right? And I don't have friends here right next to me, so I've got to surround myself with like traders, right? Not just one trader that's kind of, you know, talking away. Okay, those guys are fine. There's nothing against them, but I would rather be sitting and listening to a bunch of other traders who are just rambling off stuff that, you know, they're playing off of each other, they're working with each other, and it's kind of the same thing. That's kind of what I'm getting from it as well. So very, very, very beneficial, guys. All right, number four. This is kind of the number four takeaway, or, you know, something that I learned, is these evals, and I think TopStep people on the podcast, one of them said something about, you know, these evals are, you know, aren't just isn't just a way to get into a funded account, but it's also an opportunity to learn about you and how you trade. And I've been noticing that is, yes, mentally, you know, these are a demo account, it's not real money, but I'm treating it as if it's real money, right? Exactly that, by looking at my trades. I'm not going off on the deep end, going full tilt to, you know, 5 contracts. I mean, even just because I have 5 contracts to use in the first round doesn't mean I can use 5. Doesn't mean I want to, right? It doesn't work for my risk tolerance, right? And I'm pretty sure once I get comfortable, it's one of my goals, is to get more comfortable increasing my size, because as you can see, I'm only using 1 contract, maybe 2 contracts. I'm trying to get where I start off with 3 and, you know, kind of work on it. So I'm using this eval, this round 1, as a learning opportunity to step into, you know, into or outside of that comfort zone of using more contracts. So again, you know, these evals aren't just how fast can I get there. In this, you have to trade for more than 8 days. All right, well, let's see how I can do it in 8 days. Well, that's not the point. That's not the point. I mean, if you're an experienced trader, sure, you're gonna hit that probably, you know, in half that, right? But it doesn't make sense for me to rush, you know, to 3,000, and then I get a funded account, and it's like, you know, my strategy changes, or I can't necessarily use that same thing. You know, for me, it's just, I'd rather take my time. You know, yes, sure, I'm going to pay another $150 or whatever it is, you know, in the next month. I've already have that mentally. I'm already prepared for that, right? My goal is to have a funded account by Christmas. I'll be honest. That's my Christmas wish right here. It's on my Christmas list. Tom's funded account. That's it. So I'm willing and I'm already prepared to kind of baby step and walk my way up to the profit targets. So why not use it as a learning experience? That's really it. Those are my, you know, my 4 key takeaways. Even though I didn't mention that at the beginning of the video, I'm hoping all of you stayed this long to see my 4 you know, my 4 key takeaways here. But yeah, I did mention that at the beginning, so it's a bonus for you guys. So other than that, yeah, guys, the round 1, this is week 1. I think it went really good. I learned a lot. You know, I hope anyone else that is thinking about getting into this, you know, honestly, take your time. It's not a race, right? If you're willing to spend $150 on the first, you don't have to do it the first month, right? You don't have to. Okay, so don't worry about it. Prepare to have to stay in the game for, you know, 2 months, you know, for 2 payments or 3 payments. I would be willing to do 3 payments. I hope I don't, but you know, hey, if I do, then that's what it takes. I'm not just gonna be like, I'm like, oh, I have to go, you know, Hail Mary on everything. No, just make the payment, because if you can make it once, you can do it again. All right, so put the time in, take your time, and you know, we'll all get there together. So yeah, guys, if you're interested in any of the tools that I use, including Jigsaw Day Trader, there's a link down in the description. If you're interested in getting involved with TopStep, there's a link down in the description for a free trial and 20% off any of the combines. So take some time, take a look at it. If you're interested in signing up for them, you know, use my back from it. So, you know, thank you in advance. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Later.